Hey everybody, it's Cotton here, and I am bringing you some more of the Wind Waker HD. Last time we began the Dragon Roost Cavern, and we made our way all the way here to Valoo, and you can't roll here. But well, you need to come up the stairs, and yeah, they start falling. So this is the last time you're ever going to be here. So I want to remind you that this is your only chance to take a picture of Valoo, so you'll want to do that if you intend to complete the Nintendo gallery. Let's see, can I was trying to do the spin attack, but I couldn't get it working. I guess I didn't even put enough hits into him to do that, but and I'm low on hearts again. This is not going very well. Games are a lot easier when you can actually concentrate, and honestly trying to talk while you do this is really difficult. Like, come on. Come on, don't do that. I'm missing out on a joy pendant, you douchebag. Okay, gosh, jeez, this is getting annoying. Come on, just let me hit you. Man, I never really had that much trouble before, and I go right past the shoot. So yeah, I'm trying to get like my double hits on them, but I'm gonna get myself killed if I keep trying to do stupid stuff. But doing that, we free Medley. And so I'm going to open this up and see if we get our first skull necklace. So I believe I mentioned it, but yeah, that's what the moblins drop. They drop skull necklaces. We'll need 20 of them for our first item, and then we'll need 3 for another item after that. So we'll need a total of 23 to get our use out of it. You came to rescue me, thank you. I have to tell you what I found out. This is terrible. Some creature is doing awful things to the Great Valoo's tail. That's why he's so angry. The Great Valoo's tail hangs down in the room right below here. There's got to be something in there. I wonder if those mean monsters who captured me have something to do with it. We've got to do something now before it's too late. I'll go and tell everyone what's happening. Here, Cotton, use this to get out of here. It's what I used to get this far. It's a device we Rito used before we evolved wings. And we get the grappling hook. This was an item used by the Rito people before they had wings. This is a really cool item. I like it a lot. And so now she's telling us to climb up onto the sledge here. And this is one of the best items in the game, or at least one of the most fun ones, at least, that I think. And so, you know, in this game, so it's gyroscope. You can also go into first person and move around. I'm not going to go up there because she's going to make me, like, talk to her. And I don't really want to have to bother with that. So you can do that, and it's used mostly just for swinging across things. And so you know, you can swing, you can move and swing at the same time, which you couldn't do in the GameCube version. You can also stop, go up, and then down to try to change you know, your arc. And this is also used for getting enemy spoils. So enemies that will drop something, if you attack them with this, it will you'll grab that item from them. So normally when you defeat an enemy, it's, I believe there's like a certain percentage of whether their spoils will drop or not. But with this, like, you'll always get it, no matter what, 100% of the time if you use it. And so in this dungeon, we'll actually be able to grind for joy pendants, and this guy here just falls off, so you can just hit him. That's pretty funny. There we go. One thing I don't really... one thing that's kind of annoying is, like, how enemies become invincible. Like, after you do a spin attack and they drop. That's why I try to avoid doing the spin attack, or why I try to avoid attacking them too much. It's so I can just get, like, regular strikes in and attack them like that, and, you know, just hit them as fast as I can. But here, you know, you can just... You have to destroy this little bridge. You can either swing your sword, or you can light these on fire. Which, even though I didn't hit that, it should drop anyway. Yeah, and I hope you enjoy I hope you like joy pendants, because you're going to be getting a lot of those in treasure chests. And while they're useful now because you don't have any, like, later on, like towards the end of the game, you know, it's going to be giving you so many joy pendants, and it's like, man, I don't need this. Come on, it's such a letdown. I had to be careful here because I usually mess that up, and oh my god, I'm low on health again. Oh jeez. Hopefully pretty soon I should get the boss key pretty soon, and then there's a couple of fairies in that room, so I'm hoping I can make it. I've actually never really had to worry this much before. Usually I'm a lot more careful, but like I said, it actually is pretty difficult to talk and play at the same time, and you don't actually play as well as you can. So that spot right over there, I want you to remember that. That's something for, that's a Tingle related quest, and I'll talk more about that once I actually get to it, but that's not going to be for a little while, so I'll just leave it at that and just tell you to remember that spot. But for now, instead of doing that, all we're going to do is just continue on. And so if you've noticed, it's exactly like I said, it's very straightforward. You know, there's really only one path for you to go on. And here we get the chest that always has the boss key. The chest that has the boss key always looks different in Zelda games, damn it. But yeah, that switch right there, shoot. Oh man, I'm so worried right now. That switch right there is pressure sensitive, so we have to lay something down on it. So you don't want to kill this enemy, you just want to, I don't know, stun him so he goes into a ball, and then you can get the key right here. And we get the big key. In Zelda games, it's usually called multiple things. Sometimes they call it the boss key, sometimes they call it the big key. In this game, they're specifically calling it the big key. Now, one thing I want to show you is something called save warping. So if you don't want to have to like go all the way through a dungeon, if you save and then go to title screen and then load up this save again, it will start you at the beginning of the dungeon. So you really just you save quite a bit of time, and it actually refills hearts. Yeah, so it'll refill you to like 3 hearts, I guess. I guess it'll bring you either up to 3 hearts, or it will just like keep your regular amount of hearts that you already had. But right here, this is the area I was talking about where you're going to be able to grind for these joy pendants. And so I'm just going to put these up here, and this is exactly what you do. You just go back and forth through here. And then when you're finished, you have the warp pipe, and the only thing you have to do now is pretty much go back to the boss room, but there's actually one more chest that we have to get, if you remember that one. And so after I'm finished grinding, I'm going to go back to that chest. So I'm just going to grab, I think I'm going to grab 40 of these. You can do this if you want to, or you can play it normally, where you just kind of like collect joy pendants normally throughout the game. But for the sake of this Let's Play, I'm just going to be getting it all done right now. Yeah, I'm going to cut this out, and I'll see you once I finish. Okay, and so I got 42 joy pendants, so I think that's good enough. I got some extras because there's some things that I want to show. I'll just get some rupees here, and if you remember that room, was it here? I hope it was. Yes, it was. So, if you didn't do the save warp, like, I mean, the jar warp is like right there, so I mean, you could do that, and you'd get to that same room and exit through here, and yeah, that's how you get to this chest. So it's not very difficult to get to. It was just you know, remembering to do it, because you'd probably forget all about it by the time you you know, got towards the end of the dungeon. I always have to double check whenever I play Zelda games, like every single level, even though I try to get like every chest, like I still have to double check myself to make sure I didn't forget about something or overlook a chest. But I've done everything I need to do so far, so let's see, get up and go inside. There we go. And so you just keep going in and out of these until you get to the area that you want to go. So this isn't the room I want to be in, so I'll just go back in. And here we go. Back in here. And so now we can finally get across the pit of lava. And there's our last couple of treasure chests here. And I didn't mean to do that. I meant to actually kill them. You can kill them by... you can attack them when they're like that. Or you can do a counter-attack and that kills them in one hit. And right there is our first Knight's Crest. We normally get those from Dark Nuts, but... or Dark Nuts, but... you get your first one right there in that chest. And... let's see, I know it's in this one. You get a fairy. And so I'm gonna keep them in a bottle, or keep it in a bottle here. And so fairies, they restore your health. I can't remember if this game has them restore all of your health, or if it's just like 8 or something, but if you die and lose all your hearts and you have a fairy in a container, it will automatically come out of the container and revive you. For those of you that have never played a Zelda game before. I hope you guys have played a Zelda game. And here we have Goma. Goma's not too difficult. You can probably get hit a couple of times, but for the most part, Goma's not too bad. You'll see some platforms there. You can land on them. There's some pots there. I don't really know if there's really much of a benefit to landing on those. But I really like this boss fight. I like it because... you know, it's like every other boss fight in a Zelda game. It requires the item that you got in the dungeon. But this one is, it like makes use of the environment. And I like when games do that, like when you have to think using the environment around you. And in this case, it's Valu's tail. You know, you swing on Valu's tail and the weight of pulling it down drops that giant piece of rock on the Goma. And, her shell breaks, or his shell, or whatever breaks. So I think it's really cool. Like, normally in a Zelda game, you use the item, like, on the enemy, and then, like, that weakens them for you to attack them. But this, you know, it's using the environment, like I said, and it's... I think it's really cool. I like it when games do that, when they get, like, really creative. That's also why I love the Half-Life series. It's definitely makes use of the environment. Like, that's the main aspect of the game, pretty much. But I don't need to be talking about that in Zelda. And now, after Shell breaks, he gets rid of the, did I get him? Okay, there we go. So all you need to do is... I missed my chance. But yeah, all you need to do is just use your grapple hook to pull him in towards you, and then hit him with your sword. Oh, come on! Swing! I meant to, like, swing each time. I think you can get him in one cycle if you do that, if you, like, swing at him each time, but... I got him in... what was that, like 3? Yeah. But, let's see, we just defeated our first boss. Pretty fun. And like in any Zelda game, after you defeat a main boss, you get a heart container, and that gives you 1 full heart to your life, as well as refills all your hearts. So just make sure you don't forget to grab it, because you can leave without it, so you don't want to do that. And next, all we need to do is enter the portal. Well, Prince Komali, don't you have something you want to say? I heard everything from Medley. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I mistrusted you. I hope I can be like you someday. You will, Komali, I just know it. Sounds like a kid's show. You can do it! You have self-confidence! So he gives us the thing he values most, which is Din's Pearl. Now, since I'm playing the second quest, I can understand what he's reading. It's written in English, but if you play on the first quest, it's written in the old Hylian text, so you can't read it. But since it's the second quest, we can see what he says. The Great Valoo is grateful to you, Cotton. Oh, hero, thank you. Oh, hero, use the Wind God's wind. Use the Wind God's wind. That's what he said, but I don't understand. I wonder what it means. The Wind God's wind. I wonder if he's talking... I wonder if what he's talking about has anything to do with the wind shrine that's through that tunnel. I almost forgot. The Great Valoo also names you a true hero. I agree with him. As far as we're concerned, Cotton, you really are a hero. Well, I'm going to go and visit Valoo. I'll come and see you sometime with the best pair of wings ever. And so I think this will do for this video. So next time we are going to, we'll talk to Coral, see what he says, but we're actually going to be heading back to Windfall Island. So I will see you then.